Hello ladies and gentlemen, Proxy here, bringing you guys a brand new video today. We will be reviewing the first half of Modern Warfare 2's Season 3. And before jumping into this video, I would like to say if you're enjoying the content that I am putting up on the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button, like this video, and comment what's your favorite part about Season 3. Now, this video will be broken down into 3 separate sections: the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I also want to preface this that we will not be taking a deep dive into DMZ nor Battle Royale, as I feel like those videos would be separate. This will be focused on the traditional 6v6 or multiplayer experience. With that all out of the way, let's get started with the good. First and foremost are the weapons that are on display here this season, both the Cronin Squall and the FJX Imperium. I believe they both add great value to the lineup we have of weapons, and they're extremely fun and viable to use. The Cronin Squall, starting off, has great damage. There are tons of fun builds, a unique attachment associated with that weapon, and I believe it feels meaty, it feels good to use. I'm enjoying it. And every time I get a kill, I feel satisfied. And that's the one thing that I would say about both these weapons and the season in general. I feel as though when I'm getting a kill, it feels earned, it feels deserved. So this Cronin Squall is a great addition. Now with the FJX Imperium, I want to preface this. A lot of people have mentioned that this is supposed to be the remake, remaster, whatever you would like to call it, of the Intervention, and this is nothing like that. It is still extremely fun to use, has great attachments, and you can make some pretty fast ADS builds if you do it correctly. Overall, still not my favorite sniper, as I do prefer the Victus, but nonetheless a great weapon. Next up is quite a controversial take, but that is Paleo's Lighthouse. Now hear me out before you get your pitchforks and come at me, because the first thing that I find to be most valuable for me when having a map is if I can get pulled into its atmosphere and its setting, and Paleo's Lighthouse does that perfectly. On top of that, reusing assets from previous games like MW2's Estate House was a great idea. It makes content fresh, unique, and pays homage to the past, so I actually genuinely appreciate that. Now, there are some negatives to this map. First being is it is too big. You shouldn't be able to swim in certain areas, right? Or swim really at all. But I do feel like the flow in 10v10 is quite a good time, and overall, a lot of fun can be had. Next up are the 2 new modes that were introduced this season. Firstly being Gunfight. I absolutely adore this mode. I think it's a ton of fun. The 3 new maps are introduced. They're all great. I hate Shipment. I know, controversial take. I don't think it needs to be in this game at all, but that is introduced here. I think it does need more weapon variety, but overall you can have a ton of fun with the buddy. You can take it seriously in a competitive manner. You could have some fun and just be goofy with the variety of weapons that are introduced. However, I would like to say this, that gunfight tournaments need to be coming back. Cold War did it incredibly well, and I think it would add even more value to this game, and value is what is most desperately needed. Then we have Cranked, one of the highlights of Call of Duty Ghosts for me. I think it's an extremely fun mode, and I think it actually fits in quite well here for Modern Warfare 2. Just hear me out. This COD title's biggest issue for traditional multiplayer is pacing. Too many campers, not enough gunfights, too big of maps, right? And I believe Cranked makes, or at least alleviates, this issue to a degree. First and foremost, the movement naturally feels better. I'm aiming down sights quickly. I'm sprinting faster. And on top of that, with the timer that makes me have to push and make plays to be able to stay alive, reduces campers overall. However, I do think there should be an easy fix to Cranked, and that is to only allow to support a certain selection of maps. For example, I played Museum on Cranked, and it was mind-numbingly slow because that map is way too big for 6v6. Now, if they had 10v10 Cranked, that would be absolutely insane, and Museum makes sense there. But however, they do not have that, and certain maps that are too big should be removed altogether from the playlist. Now, I can't mention modes without mentioning 10v10 Mosh Pit. I know it's not new. I know it arrived in Season 2, I believe. But I believe Genuinely, that 10v10 mosh pit is the only real way to enjoy Modern Warfare 2. The pacing has been alleviated for the most part. You can get super high kill games, campers are reduced. Overall, if you're not playing 10v10 mosh pit, you are not enjoying Modern Warfare 2 to the fullest. Lastly, for the good we have for you guys is going to be the trophy hunt event introduced the first few weeks of Season 3. This event is actually super easy and seamless to do and a ton of fun. And let me mention why. I know it's super simple. All you do is get kills, pick up tags, and redeem those tags for rewards. But I genuinely enjoy that play style. It's not tedious, it's not grindy. It allows me to enjoy the mode I want to play while also achieving something in the background, which would be these rewards. Mind you, they are pretty lackluster. They're pretty average rewards that are on display here. I've unlocked everything but the calling card. I've gotten both skins, and I'm currently about 800 trophy points away from actually achieving that calling card, but nonetheless, it's something easy. You can put your kind of turn your mind off and play it. So I genuinely enjoy Trophy Hunt for that reason, and I want to see it improved in the future. And now we transition into the bad, and oh man, there is a lot of bad, but more importantly, there is some big ugly things about Season 3. So let's start with the first one. Black Gold is an awful experience. Do not play this playlist. If you boot up this game for the first time and you see Black Gold, do not play it. There's a few reasons why. First, the night vision is absolutely gimmicky. I don't know why this isn't just a separate playlist. Modern Warfare 2019 did it right. They had a blackout or night map of every single map in that game, and it actually made sense to play that playlist because you were going to find like-minded people playing it. I don't know why it's in this game. Again, it's gimmicky. Overall, a poor experience. However, the map layout seems actually fine and has some bursts of fun moments. But it just is shadowed, quite literally, by how dark the map is. Next is the Battle Pass, and this was kind of a tough one for me because I actually enjoyed the Battle Pass for the most part. I completed it today, actually. And it adds a good bit of value for $9.99, but what I don't understand about it is why wasn't Black Cell included in this Battle Pass? Because all it was reskins or recolors of the skins that were already given to us in the Battle Pass for $30 extra. Now I understand you get COD points and you get a special character skin named Adam, and I want to say this, I purchased the Black Cell, but it doesn't make sense. And it seems anti-consumer to charge more for the Battle Pass for extra skins that you should have gotten with the Battle Pass. It just seems kind of redundant. It seems anti-consumer, and I honestly don't like it. Lastly, however, on the bad is the minimal changes made to movement. Now, I know that a lot of content creators mentioned that there was going to be some massive movement changes coming into this season. And I do not blame the content creators at all looking more into the situation. It seemed like Activision or Infinity Ward just straight up lied about it. Now, there are some small movement changes made, but nothing to what the game desperately needs. As mentioned before, pacing is the primary problem with this game to not be able to have fun, because the gameplay, the core gameplay, is actually quite enjoyable. The way the weapons feel, the way, you mantle, the way your soldier feels, it all kind of feels good, but the movement ultimately detracts from the experience greatly. Of course, I believe that Gung Ho should be a perk added into the game. I believe that sliding should go further and allow you the opportunity to keep your gun up if you have Gung Ho. There's a lot of things, diving, sprint speed, ADS speed overall. There's a lot I believe that needs to be adjusted, but I believe this is probably the most disappointing part of Season 3. And now we get into the ugly. And these things are absolutely atrocious. I don't know why they're in the game. I don't know how Activision allowed these things to pass. But we're going to talk about it. I don't want to go on a ramble. Firstly is the reused bundles from previous CODs. I know that they said at the start of this game, or even before launch, that they could not transfer Modern Warfare 2019 skins over to MW2 for some sort of reason that probably has to correlate to the systems they use or whatever the case it may be. But this is actually quite ridiculous because all they're doing is doing recolors of skins we gotten 4 years ago. And I find that completely anti-consumer, charging $20-25 for a skin that we've already acquired. But that isn't even the worst part about it. It is the DMZ pay-to-win bundles that are on display here. This is mind-boggling. I don't know how Activision thought that this was a good idea, how they think this was going to bode well for them, because ultimately this is extremely dangerous for the gaming landscape. If pay-to-win bundles can be so openly put out, purchasable, and used in-game for an innate advantage, this could have massive ripple effects to our community. So I implore every person that looks at these bundles, even though like the classic Ghost skin looks awesome, I personally want it, even though it's a reskin, it interests me, right? But I'm not going to purchase the skin off the merit of what it can do to the DMZ community. I have several friends who religiously play that experience on Modern Warfare 2. I don't know why. It's not a very fun experience to me. It's actually quite lackluster, but they genuinely enjoy the experience that DMZ offers. And with this, it absolutely diminishes what they work so hard for, what they put their time into. And I think that this is just extremely dangerous. It needs to be removed. I believe Activision needs to be held accountable. I know it's not Infinity Ward's fault. I know they wouldn't let something like this slide because they're so passionate. I know the cosmetic team is so passionate. You know, they put time and energy into these skins, and then to see it be used or taken advantage of to have innate pay-to-win experiences, and that just is extremely bad for the COD scene and for the gaming landscape. So I implore you, do not purchase these skins for any reason. And that seems like it's a wrap for the video, guys. Thank you so much for coming out, watching the video. Hopefully you enjoyed the content. I have much more Call of Duty content lined up, as well as some boxing and health content right around the corner. I actually have some fun announcements or some fun posts that I'm ready to kind of explore. So hopefully you enjoyed this content. I hope all of you have a wonderful day. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and we will catch you in the next video.